they're all taking these flashing and everything's going on, which is pretty cool. Right, Rodney?
Yeah.
This is Rodney Raines. Isn't it amazing that people actually like us? They're taking photographs? Cool.
I mean, I think that's how it's become nowadays anyway.
It is. Everybody likes it. Everybody has these little cameras and everything, and it's...
Cameras that go on your head, cameras on your phone.
Yeah. Now
you got little secret ones on their buttons.
You have one there already?
No, I don't have one there. I left that one at home.
I thought he was secretly filming us and recording us. Everything's being recorded. You're a comedian, right?
I am. Out here in Vegas, I've been a comedian for the last 3.5 years. It's amazing. But it's
now I don't know why it's amazing. What it's amazing for you that you've obviously gone into a business you wanted to do before.
I've been wanting to be a comedian since I can remember, since I was little. I've always been the person in school that had the knack for making people laugh. Okay. Which is also what got me in trouble in class.
I'm sure it did. I mean,
I was voted class clown.
You were
not by the school, but by myself. You know.
Oh, you did it yourself.
I was always a class clown. I always got in trouble, and since I can remember.
So you must have liked that because if you kept doing it, you must have loved being in trouble.
I enjoyed laughing.
Did people laugh at your jokes, or were they not that funny then?
Back then, you know, it took time to perfect. Since I've started doing it more and more, I've found my niche, and I found out what I want to talk about. And being a parent and a husband, that's what my comedy is based on, is everyday life.
The family,
in my household, and what my kids do, and how me and my wife interact, you know. But, you know, she gets mad all the time, and I'm like, you know what, they're just jokes. You know, I do it to my son, too.
Mad all the
she gets mad because I go up on stage, and I'm like, I did another joke about you, and she's like, oh, yay. You know what I mean? But she...
Well, a lot of comedians do that.
You know, we poke fun. We go on stage and do what other people are afraid to do.
Yes.
We talk the most crap about everybody else. We talk the most crap about everybody else.
Kicked out of their house. I mean, yeah.
Almost.
I mean, I don't know.
You know, but just because I go on there and I talk about it, you know, nobody's safe. I talk about myself, my family, my mom, my brother, my sister, all of them.
You find laughter in, is it putting somebody else down or knocking them or saying things they do? Or,
no, I find laughter in other people laughing.
Laughing, okay.
Like, if you're having a bad day and I make you laugh, then I've done my job.
All right, so I'm having a bad day. Pretend I'm not really, don't misunderstand. I'm having a real bad day. What are you going to do to make me laugh?
It depends. It depends on what I'm in the mood to do to make you laugh.
Oh, okay.
I could tell you a joke. I could mess with you. Okay. But if it means that whatever I did, if you crack a smile, I've done my job.
Then you've done your job.
I've done my job. I do it to my mom all the time.
Poor mom.
I will mess with her all the time.
Yes.
And then when she smiles,
does that aggravate her?
It does. It aggravates her so much.
Yeah?
Yeah, I constantly mess with her. I've always been a big goofball.
So now you're making use of people.
Now I'm making use of it, yeah. I am. I go on stage and I make use of it. And I opened for a friend of mine that you interviewed, Donnie B.
Oh, yeah, Donnie B.
He's actually supported me since day one, and he had me open for his release party.
Okay.
So, and I got a couple of my starts from two good buddies of mine, Stoner Rob. I performed for him at his venue, and Randall Crabmeat Thompson.
Randall
Crabmeat Thompson. I performed at his place called the Dive Bar on Mondays. And
you do that now?
Not recently.
Are you working now?
Not
at all.
Right now.
No.
I'm working on working.
It's working on working.
I'm getting there.
That's a joke in itself.
Everything's been on hold, and it's kind of hard to get back in.
It is. Well, the hotels aren't really hiring anybody, and then we've got this sort of 25% in restaurants and all that stuff, so it's a little difficult at the moment.
And I'm a certified forklift operator. And
certified forklift operator. Is that a forklifting up food to eat?
No, driving a forklift. Driving a forklift.
I'm just joking.
It used to be. That was usually what they had that you had to qualify. Is you had to be able to pick up a fork.
Yes.
And then you got your license.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now you have to drive
with
the fork in your mouth.
It's going around.
No, I was.
We're talking about a spoon.
Right now, I'm actually in school.
You're in school?
Yeah, I'm in.
I thought you were on the set of Vegas Live with Ninon.
I'm the comedian.
That tells me he's in school.
Okay, yesterday I went to school. Right now I'm on Vegas Live with Ninon.
No.
But no, I'm in school. I'm studying to become an ASL interpreter. And for those that don't know,
ASL.
American Sign Language.
Oh, sign language.
So I'm taking sign language. I'm on my 4th semester, and I'm studying to become an interpreter. And one more person that speaks that also knows sign language.
Funny you talk about that, because when many years ago, when I first did my first show, which was called Voices of Tomorrow, my very second show was about the Dr. Howard House in Los Angeles. He's the ear doctor. He passed away. And I had all these children on that couldn't, they have sign language.
Right.
Well, some of them could speak a little bit, but not much. And everyone said, Ninon, why are you having them on the show? And I said, well, why can't I have them on the show?
Why not?
Because I had 2 interpreters either side, but I could pick up what they were saying, and of course they knew everything I was saying because they lip read or they know the actions and everything, and it was so beautiful. But I think that's a beautiful thing.
And you know what? It's a very interesting language to know that the way they communicate is with hand gestures and different signs of describing
well, it's
certain
all about
things.
The hands. I mean,
it's about the facial expressions as well, and the hand signs. And there's a thing called finger spelling. Like you can finger spell certain words because certain words don't have a sign. Okay. That's why when you notice a lot of the interpreters on TV, they're not wearing a mask.
No.
They can't because
their face,
they have to see the face.
And then also, because they lip read, so when you're talking, a lot of them lip read.
They don't really lip read as much as people think.
No?
No, that's like their last go-to, from what I've been informed, excuse me, from my teachers. And my current teacher is deaf.
So what made you go into that?
I've actually always been curious. My brother had a girlfriend who was deaf.
Oh.
And trying to talk to her was kind of difficult.
Yes.
And I was always curious, like, hey, how do they communicate? And then when I found out that...
You can't call it word of mouth either.
Right. Well,
that's your
silent word of mouth. Silent word of mouth.
And
when I found out the college offered it, I jumped on it.
Yes, and it's funny because I find them the most beautiful people because they kind of understand you more than you think. They have a whole life of their own, and it's amazing the life they have, because a lot of us feel sort of bad for them and everything else, but they have this complete life of their own, and some of them really don't even want to talk. They want to, they like to be where they are.
I've talked to a couple of people, and they said that not hearing is somewhat the best thing that they've ever had, because they don't have to hear all the BS that
they don't have to listen to all that
stuff. So I'm going to start trying to incorporate ASL into my comedy and making videos of me doing my stand-up with ASL and post it and see if it gets out there. Because I don't know anybody else that does comedy and signs at the same time. So I would probably be the first sign language comedian out there.
And you would love that.
I think it would be amazing.
It's something different. I think you like to do different things all the time.
I do.
Do you like to have the limelight on you?
Every now and then.
Yeah? Because you seem like when you tell jokes and you do different things, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's like, listen to me. I mean, we all like the limelight. It can get annoying every now and then. Like at home, my kids are always like, Daddy, and I'm like, I'm not here. Not today.
Don't worry.
I'll shut the door. I'm not here today.
I'll talk to myself.
Go talk to your mom.
Self, how many days did you have?
Just leave me. That's why I came here today. But yeah, a lot of the comedy is based on my life as, like I said, a parent and a husband. And
do you think anybody, if they did it, they could be a comedian, or is just a certain type of person that could be a comedian? Because we're all funny.
Anybody can get on stage.
We're all funny at times, I think.
Anybody can get on stage and grab a microphone.
Yes.
Not everybody can tell a joke.
Okay.
Some people have dry humor.
Yes.
Which is funny to them, but it's not funny to anybody else.
That's the English. The English have this terrible dry... We have this dry sort of sense of humor, and if they get it, fine, we all laugh. If they don't get it, we continue talking like nothing happened. Because we don't want to be embarrassed. Right. We just said a joke that nobody got.
It is difficult, like sitting here and, if I was to randomly say something and you laughed, that would be a different story. Because when you get on stage, the people in the audience are expecting you to make them laugh. So it's a completely different scenario from talking with your friends and telling a joke to getting on stage and telling a whole crowd of people.
Well, because it doesn't matter if you're with your friends and you're telling a joke and they don't laugh. It doesn't really matter. They're your friends, and it doesn't, it doesn't really
right,
matter.
but you're not trying, so you're going to end up making
them
them
laugh. When
laugh.
you've got your audience, they've actually paid to come and see you to make them
and they're
laugh.
expecting you to, hey,
so
buddy, make me
you
laugh.
have 3 people that you sort of got to, and when you're facing an audience, you pick out 3 people. One in the
I
middle,
usually mess with the people in the front.
In the front.
In
So
the front
the
row.
people. So I guess you got to buy a ticket in the front.
The front row. Anybody that sits in the front is not
You
off
pick on
limits.
them.
It's a guarantee every time.
Do you pick on people?
I've had people pick on me, other comedians that have picked on me sitting in the front row.
That's called reverse psychology.
Reverse role play. I've had other people pick on me in the front row, and I do the same thing. It's called crowd play.
Crowd play.
And the best ones are the people that understand where I'm coming from. Married couples.
Yeah.
Like there was a guy that was with his wife at a show I did, and I asked him a question. And he looked at his wife, and I was like, no. I said, I looked at her and I said, sweetie, give him permission to ask. Or give him permission to speak. Yeah. And I asked him, I said, don't look at her.
Oh, that's funny.
So I love my wife, but.
Don't forget this is being recorded.
I know.
She's going to watch it, so you better be careful.
I get on her nerves just as much as she gets on mine. And, I poke fun, but that's all it is. It's all in fun.
I mean, marriage is a whole different story. You can,
and this is my first marriage. I've been married 12 years. This is my first marriage and her first marriage.
Well, I thought everybody had a first marriage and the only
marriage. For her and I, this is the longest. We met in Reno.
Wow,
that's
amazing.
At a trade school.
Reno.
At a trade school. And
at a trade school?
At a trade school.
See, I'm laughing and he's being serious. I don't know who's the comedian.
At a trade school, yeah. And everybody's like,
so you traded?
Yeah, we traded rooms every now and then.
Well, now we're getting to the nitty-gritty.
There we go.
Now we're doing what comedians really do.
No, it was a company called Job Corps. They help you get a job and stuff like that. And there were other people that dated, and it didn't last. And we're the only ones from there.
So you're very happy you're married. You love your kids.
I am. I love my kids and my wife.
And your wife is happy?
She's working on it. She has some things going on. She's working on it with herself, not with us. She has, like Christy was talking about earlier, she has some things that I'm helping her through.
Oh, okay.
And you just got to be patient.
You can't make a joke out of it. You've got to be serious.
No, that part I don't joke about. No,
it's got to be serious.
That I don't joke about, unless I consult her first because it is a sensitive issue.
Yes.
And then she'll kind of direct me on what to say.
But
that specific issue, I don't joke about.
And you're right by her side, helping her with this.
I am.
Okay.
As much as it stresses me out, I'm still there.
You're still
even
there.
For my kids and my wife.
I think there's certain lines you sort of say when you're getting married that's good or bad or right or wrong.
Well, I let her know when it gets too much.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to be there regardless.
Yes,
it's my wife and they're my kids, and I'm the supporter and
okay. Well, he is definitely a comedian, and I wish you all the best. And
thank you.
Things will start picking up and everything. Do you have a program online?
Not yet. I'm working on doing virtual shows.
Virtual shows.
Everybody can find me on social media though. I have some of my comedy on there. The Real Comedian Wayne. That's comedian with a K on Instagram, and from there it'll link you to my YouTube and everything else.
And everything else. Okay, wonderful. Well, it's nice to have a comedian that's still around. They still got jokes and they still make you laugh, because what is life all about? We can't be serious all the time, can we?
No.
Good Lord alive. And thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. It's been an amazing show, and we will be with our next guest and our next interview and our next whatever the next may be. Don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, Vegas Live with Ninon. I would like to thank Steve, my producer. I would like to thank, I think her name is Lynn. Lynn takes care of all the talent. And then, of course, I would like to thank James Kelly at Quirk Media. No, Quirk Minds Media is where I am. I'll get it right. For letting us use his studio, which is amazing. Also, Vegas Live with Ninon is now on many radio stations, and it's all doing very well. Everything's been wonderful. It's great. And we'll see you soon. Take care. Okay. That's a wrap.
Awesome.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Yeah, I would imagine.